Roblox game design is really hard, but it's also really cool. I've been trying to make Roblox game for a few years now, and I still haven't hit the jackpot yet. I've made about 10 separate Roblox games, and 3 of those are pretty big. In this video, I'll be showcasing 2 of them while I talk about Roblox game design. The purpose of this video series is to present relatable game development and to document my progress as a developer. I'm far from being an expert coder, so I understand the struggle of not understanding complicated Lua code. The video is set up in a top 5 style. I'm going to go over 5 of my favorite things from 2 games I made. The first game I'm going to go over is Vaporwave Disaster Survival. There are about 8 disasters and a building system to make survival fun in this game. I followed a random object placement system tutorial on YouTube to code the building system. I definitely couldn't have coded that on my own, but I made a simple remote event system for the disaster controller. Basically, the game has a server script that copies models from replicated storage and then fires a remote event to all the clients to tell the player which disaster is happening. That I coded. Number 1, Moon Man Easter egg. So I tried to include the 1980s Mac Tonight character in my video game. Unfortunately, the image was taken down due to copyright because McDonald's owns it. So instead I made a blue moon image wearing a disguise glasses as a reference to Mac Tonight. You can see that on the GUI on the left side of the screen. Number 2, the computer of a priori thought. I was in a really philosophical, edgy mood when I made this boss. His attack is a blinding GUI that pops up in combination with spawned enemies. The spawned computers have randomized philosophical sayings on their computer screens. Number 3, I love the clock tower. It actually shows how long the server's been up down at the bottom. The cool clock image was a decal that I made for Skeleton City. Number 4, Brickbuster, a Blockbuster parody. It was really just a cool building I modeled in Blender. People often will build up onto the top of it to survive disasters when they play the game. But that was back when I actually had players. This game's dead now. Number 5, the Avalanche Easter egg. This one is my favorite. I find it hilarious. The yodel is so funny. If you go up to the top of the mountain, you'll see like a music box at the top, like an old record player. And if you click there's a button on it, you click it, it plays music and it causes an avalanche. And so these giant snowballs come like raining down. And if the snowballs actually kill players and NPCs. Skeleton City was a city roleplay game that I designed. I had a friend named Parker who helped me with the building. But the game, this one took the longest to make, and it was also the reason that I quit game design for so long. I put so much time and effort into this game just for it to flop. I also spent about $200 on advertising, and I only made about $60 back from it. So this game got 68,000 plays, which is really cool, but I definitely needed to work on the fundamentals of this game. Alright, number 1, various emergency vehicles. So I used a free model car chassis, and I custom 3D modeled meshes I made in Blender for the cars. The emergency vehicles were super fun to make, and it was one of my favorite parts of the game. I had actually made the custom GUI that turned on the lights and sirens as well. That was relatively simple because it just used remote events to fire from the client to the server. So remote events are actually pretty easy once you get the hang of it. Number 2, you could summon a massive alien mothership by buying an alien crystal and stealing a TV dish. You just had to take it to the crazy guy who lived in a dumpster. He even wore a tinfoil hat. Number 3, I had random disasters similar to the Vaporwave game coded in that would occur randomly, like a UFO crashing, an airplane crashing, or a tornado. Number 4, the job GUI was animated so it looked awesome. I just used 2 decals stacked on top of each other, and I coded the transparency value by using a tween service. Number 5, I paid 2 voice actors to voice the tutorial for the criminal job and the police job. They were super cool to work with, but I definitely should not have been spending money on this game because it was lacking so much in the fundamentals.
Welcome to the Skeleton City Police Department. My name is Chief Kane. I'm the police chief for this department.
Oh, look, another low-level criminal. Listen here, pal. My name is Mr. Goldman. Don't you ever forget that name. Maybe one day you can work for me and make some serious cash.
After Skeleton City, I stopped game development for about a year. I'm just now getting back into it, and I've totally forgotten and lost so much knowledge. It feels like I'm starting over from scratch. This is good for you if you're a new game developer because together we can learn how to code. I'll share resources that are super helpful to me, like this one. My friend Kritham, he made a custom RPG kit that you can use to design a video game. I'm using it to design a Halloween RPG game right now. In the next video, I'll actually showcase this game. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next video.